Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Here we go again with your daily dose of cryptocurrency analysis and reporting. Ripple and XRP are the most widely used cryptocurrencies and financial instruments, so we'll be covering those topics today. And I do want to begin with this tweet because it's extremely fascinating that we have many people in this sector who continue to promote the concept that Ripple would never use XRP and XRP is completely useless to Ripple. Besides flooding the market with XRP they own. Taking into account the current developments in CBDC's real-time payments, cross-border payments, etc., I think XRP will play a crucial role, and those who have been following the cryptocurrency for more than a couple of years already know and appreciate how massive XRP will be for well over a decade. There's little doubt that the XRP ledger and XRP itself are two of the biggest developments in the cryptocurrency space at the moment. Given that it has been more than 2,000 days since XRP last reached a new all-time high, the price movement of XRP as far back as 2017 and 2018 is still relevant today. And I don't think things will stay that way for long. There has been so much positive momentum surrounding XRP recently that I can't help but think a new all-time high is just around the corner. I do, however, observe a shakeout hypothesis in which new content related to XRP and Ripple's use of XRP is constantly being produced, such as articles and tweets. The Blockworks post proclaims, News Ripple launches CBDC platform. There will be no involvement with the use of XRP by central banks. And to say this, knowing how XRP will be used, is absolutely bonkers. Given that it is built on the same fundamental ledger technology as the XRP ledger, the CBDC platform may interface with the XRP ledger and use XRP as a bridge currency for cross-currency and cross-border payments, as David Schwartz points out here. This seems like a great opportunity for XRP, both as a bridge currency and in the cross-border payment sector. I've even researched Ripple's private ledger technology. You can see how Ripple intends to position XRP as the bridge currency for CBDCs by visiting the CBDC section of their website. And that application is fantastic in my opinion. In my opinion, distributed ledger technology, DLT, is poised to significantly alter CBDCs and international money transfers. Today also saw the unveiling of Ripple. We found this to be a major new release. For the first ever HCD pilot program, Fubin Bank and Ripple have chosen to highlight an important CBDC use case. Find out how the combination of CBDCs and tokenized real estate can let property owners access the value of their holdings. Do you remember what I told you about the property market? The worldwide value of this market is $300 trillion, and it is currently being tokenized. This is why I recommend that you look beyond CBDCs to see what Ripple is up to. But this is happening right now, whether or not anyone likes it. And this is how we get to that enormous boom, if you will, around crypto, where 99% of people will fail to capitalize, but the 1% who do will become very wealthy. We can see why Ripple CBDC, led by Matthew Lin, has decided to employ XRP for interbank payments and settlement. And now we have the news that the Hong Kong CBDC trial will include 16 financial institutions, payment processors, etc. In this case, 16 different financial institutions and service providers are working with the Hong Kong CBDC trial. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority has just introduced a pilot program for a central bank digital currency, CBDC, using the Hong Kong dollar. Over a dozen use cases will include cooperation between 16 banks and payment firms. In addition, most of Hong Kong's top institutions, including HSBC and Hang Seng Bank, are participating in the pilots. I really want to get the name of the person involved in this article right. We've been keeping an eye on the payment technology company Alipay, which is included in this group. I have no idea how to pronounce Ripple, so I'll simply go with G+D. MasterCard and Visa. And then there's this area, too. The Ripple CBDC platform was also unveiled today, and it employs the same technology as the XRP ledger. Ripple's new CBDC platform, which is based on the same technology as XRP ledger, was also recently launched. What may this be? In case you were wondering, private CBDCs won't have any impact on the XRP market. Because, once more, stories like this are causing widespread confusion. And I believe that, it was intended to be this way. In my opinion, the current XRP market correction is the greatest of all time. More than 2.5 years have passed, as far as I can tell. We've read FUD pieces, seen FUD tweets, and watched FUD films. We should probably address this for good measure because there has been so much bullshit surrounding XRP for so long. People are confused about XRP and the XRP ledger because they believe the private ledger technology powering the XRP ledger will not make use of XRP. But when you look at the Ripple website, you'll see that it markets itself as a bridge currency, just as I said it would. When you consider how massive some of these markets are, it's easy to see why I consider this a major application. Using a cryptocurrency like XRP would alter the value because of the sheer number and money involved in transactions occurring around the clock, every day of the year. Now, I'm not suggesting that XRP will absorb all the money, as has been said so often. That's been a significant issue that we've heard so often, even in the distant past. That doesn't seem like a reasonable perspective to me. But I believe it will attract a sizable sum of cash. In fact, this will occur non-stop, every single day of the year. Therefore, XRP needs to be substantially more expensive. With more than 90% of countries looking into or actively constructing CBDCs, Ripple has introduced the Ripple CBDC platform, a frictionless way for governments, banks, and other financial institutions to create their own CBDC. This is the news that has everyone wondering if we will truly travel over there today. I advised you all to pay close attention to what CBDCs head James Wallace has to say within the Ripple network, and here he is. It's been a year since Ripple introduced its private ledger for CBDCs and central bank digital currency solutions. In that brief time, Ripple has emerged as a major participant in the global digital currency space. Digital currencies, such as CBDCs and stablecoins, provide a number of advantages over traditional money, including increased transaction speed, decreased costs, and shorter settlement periods. Include rippling effects. In addition to the aforementioned advantages, the use of energy is reduced compared to conventional methods of payment and certain cryptocurrencies. There is a further substantial benefit, which I will emphasize in this application because we have observed it before. According to a paper published by the International Monetary Fund Working Group titled Central Bank Digital Currency and Financial Inclusion, CBDCs in developing countries have the potential to bank large unbanked populations and boost financial inclusion, which can increase overall lending and reduce bank disintermediation risk. We apologize, and we can confirm that Ripple is collaborating with over 20 nations on CBDC initiatives right now. I've never come across anything like this in my reading before. I had no idea they collaborated with so many nations. Before reading this study, I only knew about 3 or 5, but now I know there are 20. In order to help governments, financial institutions, and commercial banks tailor their currency ideas and prototypes to the new CBDC platform, PAWS has improved its platform to match their needs. And the number 2 or 3 is mentioned. Or maybe not, there are only 2 that I'm aware of, Palau and Montenegro. The Kingdom of Bhutan is another option. So there's that. Stablecoins, Palau, and CBDCs were all terms I was familiar with, and Anthony Welfare mentioned them in his video. However, as we continue to read, we will find that innovation is being driven by the adaptation of digital currency to local demands. The capacity of governments and central banks to modify their currency plans at any point in the digital currency production lifecycle is a major selling point for the Ripple solution. This sort of adaptable solution is necessary in order to modify CBDC plans so that they meet the needs of a certain country. And by the way, you do have the ledger down here. CBDCs utilize the ledger component to record transactions and offer settlement services, as far as I can tell. Because of its programmability and the strict controls required by central banks and monetary authorities, this ledger makes it possible to introduce new forms of currency. The whole procedure is documented for your perusal. Again, they're making use of the multi-signatures features inherent into the XRP ledgers, making it seem like everything we've been working on is now coming together. And we think CBDCs offer a special chance for the world's unbanked people to get easy access to financial services. today's release of platform advancements is poised to provide greater innovation, adoption, and revolutionary use cases in countries throughout the world, where more than 20 governments and central banks are in discussion with Ripple regarding CBDC initiatives. And I want you all to know that this is incredibly important as we examine the Ripple ecosystem as a whole, as one Ripple has been working hard to become the backbone of the Internet of Value for the world of future. Personally, I think they are evolving into that as we examine this. I hesitate to call them the new SWIFT because I think this will completely overshadow SWIFT. As we go toward the digitization drive, I see Ripple as the future infrastructure for the global economy. And, as if this weren't a huge deal already, they're cooperating with 20 different central banks. This is a unique case, really. There is no such thing as a typical country or typical central bank. Over 200 countries exist today. There are several central banks, each with its own set of concerns and requirements, and many steps along the way. Therefore, we are communicating with a lot more central banks all across the world than just 10 or 20. We've already revealed our plans to work with Bhutan and Palau, with more to follow. That should show you how much this is hitting home right now, I believe. A few references to the SEC have been made, but regulators in Singapore, Tokyo, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom all encourage such dialogue. That conversation includes us. You sit on panels and meet privately with regulators to discuss what we've seen and what we've learned. And there are two ways this can go. We have a responsibility to show the world what blockchain technology can achieve for governments, citizens, corporations, and global issues. Regulators will come along if we can prove our case and make our point convincingly. The United States is sliding behind the rest of the world, as we can see here. Indeed, Ripple's international presence is fast growing. They're talking to a lot of different central banks, not just the usual 20. In my opinion, billions of people will employ Ripple technology unwittingly. And yes, I do think that something like this will be the source of XRP power and potential as a digital asset. And it baffles me that so few seem to grasp the scope of this. We know that several nations are investigating CBDCs. Ripple estimates 90%. No one can say for sure how many, but 90% seems about right. Despite this, there is a steady stream of stories claiming that XRP will never catch on. XRP's use case may be grasped with no more than 3 or 4 clicks of the mouse. Ripple's website is where central bank digital currencies are kept. This is where you can view the video in question. I can't count how many times I've repeated this on this stream. Before you say, oh, CBDCs are bad, I get it, they are marketing XRP as a digital asset and a bridge currency amongst all CBDCs. Personally, I'd be more interested in a wholesale CBDC than a retail one. And, once more, the wholesale CBDC will be really large. High XRP valuations can be achieved without the help of retail CBDCs. Adoption is all that is required. Central banks themselves may be the focus of such wholesale CBDC adoption. And what makes me think this is even somewhat possible? For the simple reason that the SEC would have you believe that the promise of decentralization offered by cryptocurrencies is unfounded. Personally, I place a high value on decentralization, and I see crypto as the very embodiment of this concept. And these monetary authorities, these countries all over the world, want to employ decentralized technology because they ultimately do not want the United States to be in control of everything as it has been for decades and decades due to the US dollar being the reserve currency. But as the reserve currency standard comes under scrutiny, as much US dominance moves outside the country, and as regulators around the world adopt, utilize, and want to truly embrace crypto for what it is, the United States is falling further and further behind every day. And the craziest thing to me, the craziest thing that I see in this whole space, is that there is no doubt in my mind that we are at the forefront of something much larger than what anyone anticipates, as we look at Ripple technology and as we look at what XRP has done in the past decade as well on the XRP ledger. Then what is it? It's the movement toward a new international monetary system based on central banks issuing their own digital currency using private ledger technology, which could very well be the XRP ledger. If you look up there, you'll notice that I'm referring to private ledger technology built on top of the XRP ledger. there still is a need for a bridge currency to settle trades across the several CBDCs. The scenario is plausible now. Finally, I wish you all a good time watching this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.